you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Hosted by Zay Brundage, the MMA Brotherz.
Good morning, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Not much. Happy holiday.
Hey, today really is a holiday, man. Sorry it took me so long to get connected, but I'm in here now, though. I'm ready to go.
It's all good.
Hey, bro, and I got my chart ready, too, so I can take down the picks.
Oh, snap. Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
So today is March 13th, 2024. We are the MMA Brotherz. I'm Zay.
And I'm your boy Bones with a Z.
We are here for the breakdown of a historic, on paper, what seems to be a historic UFC 300 card. A card that's littered with amazing fights. We got.
I can't say this often, but literally every single fight on this card can main event either a fight night or a UFC pay-per-view card.
Absolutely.
Every single fight, all 13.
And it's littered with record holders, former champions. So check this out, right? Out of the it's 13 fights. So out of the 26 fighters on this card, they tally up a combined 223 knockouts.
God dang.
198 first round finishes. So buckle your seatbelts and strap in. And we're just gonna get right into it. Starting off with the very first early prelim, which is crazy as hell. We have Deuce the Gator, Davison Figueiredo, the God of War, versus Cody, No Love Garbrandt. This is in the bantamweight division. Davison Figueiredo, former bantamweight champion. Cody Garbrandt, former Figueiredo was the former flyweight champion. Moved up to bantamweight, second fight in bantamweight. Cody Garbrandt, former bantamweight champion. Cody Garbrandt finished his last fight in the first round. These two alone combined for 17 first-round finishes. Garbrandt 14-5, 11 KOs. Figueiredo is 22-3-1, 9 KOs, 8 subs. What you got on this fight?
Bruh, I think this is going to be a very competitive fight. I don't see nobody walking through the other guy. Figueiredo looked good in his first fight at bantamweight against Rob Font. Um, but I feel like Cody Garbrandt, he's going to have the better footwork in this fight, and he's the better overall mixed martial artist. Like I feel like Figueiredo, I'm not sure who will have the more power at this weight class because I have to see him fight a little bit more at this weight. But they both can knock each other out. But it's just that Cody is a little bit more well-rounded, and I feel like if he uses footwork, that'll be the key to this fight. So I'm gonna take Cody by entertaining decision.
I don't see this fight going all 3 rounds. Cody Garbrandt, I feel like he is the fastest fighter in the UFC, hands down. Like you said, the footwork. I feel like one of the best performances I've ever seen was him versus Dominic Cruz. I just feel like he can't get caught in a firefight because he has a tendency to when he get cracked, he get wild and try to go get it back. And his chin hasn't really held up to that. Davidson Figueiredo can put his lights out. I feel like if they go to the ground, Davidson Figueiredo isn't that threatening off his back, but you don't want him on top of you because he does have submissions, and you don't want him to have your back either. If I was to pick with my heart, I would say Cody Garbrandt, but officially I'm going to pick Davidson Figueiredo. But at plus 250, my money will be on Cody Garbrandt.
Okay.
But this should be a very entertaining fight. It's actually one of the fights that I'm most interested in seeing. So next up, we have King Bobby Green in the lightweight division taking on A10 Jim Miller. Jim Miller has a victory at UFC 100, a victory at UFC 200, and now he's going for a victory at UFC 300. The two of these guys, between the two of them, they have a combined 106 fights. Bobby Green, 31-15, with 1 no contest. Out of those 31 victories, he got 11 KOs and 9 subs. Jim Miller, 37-17, 9 KOs, 20 subs. Jim Miller has the most wins in UFC history, and he will have the most fights in UFC history with 44 fights as a 40-year-old man. So he got more UFC fights than he has years on this earth. 50 fights total, 55 fights total. This should be very entertaining. How you think this is going to play out?
Hey, bro, I know this is very unconventional, but I feel like Jim Miller should get a title shot, dude. I know he's not up in the rankings, but just for the fact that you got the most wins and the most fights in the UFC, I feel like that's enough credentials for him to get a title shot because he only gonna have maybe 5 more fights left. I feel like he was really pushing getting towards UFC 300, and now that he don't reach that, I'm not sure how much longer he's gonna be in the fight game.
Well,
so I like
words himself, he said until he not feeling it no more or he turned 50, whichever one come first. He's 40 now, so he'll probably stop feeling it before he turns 50, hopefully.
Yeah. This fight, it's another fight. It's a toss up to me. I'm actually surprised that King Green is favored. Pivotal card, Jim Miller, only MMA competitor to appear at all 3 events for sure. But I hate to do it, man, because Jim Miller is like the more popular pick here. But I gotta go with my boy King Green. I feel like King Green gonna piece him up. He's a little unorthodox. His weaknesses are either like extremely fluid punchers or like Jaylen Turners or the Drew Dobers of the world, either power punches or fluid punches, or somebody that has a great ground game, all out Makachev,
A la Jim Miller.
Yeah, but I feel like Jim Miller would be more willing to trade though than obviously somebody like a Makachev. You know what I'm saying? Like Makachev game plan is straight up to get it to the ground. Miller, he's more well-rounded, and he's going to at least stand and trade with Bobby for a little bit. And I feel like that can be his undoing. I feel like King Green can catch him. I don't see him submitting him, obviously, but I feel like he can catch him and get a TKO win or just beat him up for 3 rounds. But if I had to choose, I would say King Green by a second round TKO.
All right. Yeah, I'm picking Bobby Green in this fight too. I just feel like
You know,
he's
for
the
real.
quickest striker. Yeah.
I
Jim,
thought
like,
you, I thought you was gonna pick Jim Miller.
nah, I mean, and I'm a huge fan of both guys, which is seem to be the theme of this card because the way they stacked it. But I feel like Jim Miller's he's more durable, but I feel like Bobby Green is more slick. He gonna keep his hands down. There's no such thing as a boring Bobby Green fight, uh, unless he's just being laid and preyed on. He gonna keep it interesting. He gonna keep it fun. One thing I noticed throughout the week is the way these guys respect each other. This the third time they put this fight together. Last two times Bobby Green pulled out both times. I like the fact that they both got like so much experience. I feel like Jim Miller, like I said, he's more durable, but I feel like it's gonna be harder for him to hit Bobby Green. So I look at Bobby Green to be more offensive, but if Jim Miller can get him to the ground, I wouldn't put it past him to submit him. But I feel like the odds are right; they're very close. But I give Bobby Green the edge in this fight.
If I'm not mistaken, Bobby Green, his last two knockout losses was to Drew Dober and Jaylen Turner, and in both of those losses, if I remember right, he had his hands kind of low.
Yeah, he keep his hands down. He just rely on head movement.
I'm excited for this fight.
Next up, in the women's strawweight division, we have former strawweight champion Jessica Bate Andrade versus number 6 Marina Moroz. I'm sorry, Marina Rodriguez. I get them two mixed up. Jessica Andrade started off as a underdog. Now she's the favorite. Andrade, 25-12, 10 KOs, 8 subs, 11 first round finishes. Marina Moroz, 17-3 with 2 no contests, which is weird. 6 KOs, 1 subs, 4 first round finishes. Take it away.
Andrade, only female fighter I've seen to win by a slam KO against Rose Namajunas. I really love that fight. That fight made me a huge fan of her. Very rarely do I root against her. Even though she's up and down, her weakness is grapplers and everything. I would say, but she's gonna bring it every fight. Though she's either killed or be killed, and in this fight she will do the killing. I pick her to get I'd say first round KO over Marina Rodriguez. She's finna come out with that fire and catch it with a nasty right hook and put her lights out. This is gonna be a very epic knockout. I feel like.
All right. Well,
she's due for another nasty knockout.
She won her last fight. She knocked out
Mackenzie Dern, but that wasn't like a brutal like knockout. That was like she just beat the hell out of her for 3 rounds. Kind of how she did with Lauren Murphy, I believe.
Right. But
no, she due for a knockout though.
Yeah, both women coming off of knockout victories. Marina Rodriguez destroyed Michelle
Karate Hottie?
Yeah,
Nasty.
destroyed her. Like I've never seen nobody cry in the octagon.
I was just gonna say that, bro. She had that girl crying inside the octagon. It was bad.
It was nasty. It was bloody. Her Muay Thai clinch is real, and with the height advantage, I feel like it makes it even harder for her opponents to get out of that. Thing is, I don't know. She might want to use her range against Jessica Andrade. Andrade reminds me of a female version of Vanderlei Silva. The way she throws her hooks wide and loopy, I feel like Marina Rodriguez could keep her at distance and go ahead and piece her up. But the only thing is, Jessica Andrade does have a better ground game, and she's the more powerful fighter. But she doesn't really. Her ground game isn't threatening submission wise. She just has slams and good ground and pound. This should be a fun fight. I pick Marina Rodriguez to get the finish, but I will not bet on this fight because it could literally go either way.
All right.
So next up, in the men's lightweight division. This was the last fight that was added to the card. We have number 10 ranked Jaylen Turner, who was in Fight of the Year candidate against
Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker last year, versus number 13 Money Moicano. So Jaylen Turner posts a record of 14-7 with 10 KOs and 4 subs, which means every time he wins, he finishes. 11 finishes in the first round. Renato Moicano, 18-5 with 1 no contest and 10 subs, 4 of them in the first round, which pretty much, if you look at the record and the finishes, it tells you everything you need to know about this fight, in my opinion. I'm going to just say I like Jaylen Turner by knockout, but he don't want to be on the ground with Moicano.
Well, my bad.
No, that was pretty much it. I feel like this is simple. I feel like the odds could reflect pretty much how I see it going. I feel like it's right there in front of you. Renato Moicano, he is durable, but I feel like Jaylen Turner just got nasty kicks and angles, and the way he string his kicks and punches together, like in combos, it's like you don't know what's coming. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll ask myself how good is Jaylen Turner, because he surprises me a lot. You put him up against the Polish guy, I forgot his name, but he got laid and prayed for all 3 rounds.
You talking about Mateusz Gamrot, yeah.
Yeah, but then you put him up against King Green, and he starched him, you know what I'm saying?
And he took that fight on short notice.
Yeah, you put him up against Dan Hooker, and it's like, you got one of the Fight of the Year candidates, so he definitely brings it. Like my brother said, all of them are about finishes, mostly about knockout. I see him getting a finish in this fight too, just because that's what he do. That's his fighter. I feel like he's going to drop Moicano maybe in the second round, maybe with like a jab or something like that, because he is long and he is a more rangy fighter. So I feel like as long as he uses his range and keep Moicano at that distance, it's his fight to lose. Moicano's best path to victory is to get the takedown, and I'm hoping that Jaylen Turner will use some good sprawl defense and use his back to get up against the cage and get out of the clinch work and everything. So I'm thinking Jaylen Turner by second round knockout.
One thing I can say is I can see Moicano eating the knee when he's shooting for a takedown.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nasty.
All right, so that's it for the early prelims, and that's crazy. Next up, I don't know if Thinking Black is out there right now, but we got your boy, Diego Lopez, squaring off against Sadiq Youssef, SuperSadik Youssef. Youssef 13-3 with 6 KOs, 5 of them in the first round. Diego Lopez 23-6 with 9 KOs, 12 subs, 14 finishes in the first round. Diego Lopez came into the UFC on short notice.
Right?
On short notice. Say it again.
I said he only been in the UFC for like a year.
Yeah, this is going to be his 4th fight in the UFC. Came in on short notice against Movsar Evloev, who was like ranked number 9 at the time. Was very impressive in the loss. And then he came back and he took out Gavin Tucker in the first round. Then he took out Pat Sabatini in the first round. And I'm really a big fan of him. SuperSadik Youssef, this is going to be Diego Lopez's toughest test. I like what that gym got going on with Alexa Grasso, Diego Lopez, Irene Aldana, the whole Lobos clique over there in Mexico. I'm looking at Lopez is hittable. Sadiq does have power, but I don't know. I'm picking Lopez by submission on this one. I feel like he's going to be able to string together some punches and throw a takedown in behind it. He got nice trips, and I feel like his submission game is just nasty. Like usually when he catch people with submissions, if he didn't hurt them first on the feet, like for example, when he went against Sabatini, he hurt him on the feet, and when Sabatini went down, It's like he jumped on him and he was about to guillotine him, but he just went ahead and finished him with punches. What I'm trying to say is when he jumps, if he hurts you and he jump on you, it's like as he's grabbing you, he's already locking in a submission. His submissions are like he just snapped him on so fast. And now when he got Gavin Tucker, he had him in the triangle and armbar at the same time. You get what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, I like, and it was one of those. It started off as a inverted triangle. He was on top, so I feel like that's real high level stuff. Maybe I'm picking with my heart, but I like Diego Lopez on this one. Welcome to the rankings.
Hey, peace to Jay and Van Cat. Jay got Bobby Green, and he said we mean. And what's up, Van Cat?
What's up, Van Cat?
Sadiq
What's up, Jay?
Sadiq Youssef, they kind of moved him up into the upper echelon because his last two fights was against Joe Pyfer and Barbosa, I believe. He lost both of those fights. He's a good fighter. I just don't see him being like as an elite fighter. I see Diego Lopez being a very elite fighter and future title challenger. Whether he gets the belt or not, I can't say yet, but he's definitely going to at least fight for the belt at some point in the future. He's more well-rounded. This fight is basically to get a number by his name. He's gonna basically take that 13 from Sadiq, and I see Sadiq falling out of the top 15, or at worst, he will be ranked number 15, and Diego will probably take his number or get ranked number 14 or something like that. So this fight is basically to showcase Diego Lopez and get a number by his name, and I feel like he will come out with a victory. I'm gonna say it's I would say second round submission too, because I don't really see him knocking out Sadiq, but I can see him dropping him and then catching him in the guillotine or rear naked choke or something like that, while he's stunned or dazed. So that's my pick. I got Lopez.
All right, so we're on the same page on that. Make sure you tallying up the scores, man.
Yeah, I am. We've been disagreeing except for the last two.
All right, so next up, we have former bantamweight champion, the preacher's daughter, Holly Holm, taking on
Olympic gold medalist,
two-time judo gold medalist in the Olympics, Kayla Harrison. Holly Holm, the preacher's daughter, 15-6 with 8 KOs. Kayla Harrison, 16-1, 6 KOs, 6 submissions, 9 in the first round. This is her UFC debut. Former 3-time PFL champ, and she never lost the belt. PFL does a tournament every year. The winner gets $1 million in each weight class. So
hold on, hey bro, remember she lost to Pachenko versus Pachenko,
but she didn't lose her belt. That wasn't like a tournament. Actually, that was a tournament fight. You're right. But yeah, so man, Kayla Harrison usually fights at 155. Her first time fighting at 135. Her UFC debut. The last time Holly Holm fought a judo medalist. She wasn't the gold medalist, but it was Ronda Rousey. She was a huge underdog there. From what I saw earlier, she was a huge underdog on this. I don't know why this don't have the odds, but I think Holly Holm was like plus 400 or something like that.
Yeah, she's a big underdog for this one too.
This is another fight that could go either way. I'm gonna put my money on Holm just because she's the underdog, but she can't let Kayla Harrison get a hold of her. And now, keep in mind, in the PFL, you can't use elbows because of the tournament.
Wow.
Kayla Harrison had one fight in another organization where she was able to use the elbows, and oh my God, her ground and pound from the top was brutal. Holly Holm, she's gonna have to use her distance, use her range. I feel like she don't fight the way she used to. She's incorporated more grappling into her fighting style. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna pick Holly Holm just because I don't know what Kayla Harrison's gonna look like at 135. I mean, I saw her on the scale; she made it 136. They both came in the same weight, but I don't know how she's going to perform at that weight, and then the pressure of it being her UFC debut. But I will say this: if she wins, they're going to fast track her to the title, and she will beat. I can't even think of her name. She's so unimpressive to me. Raquel Pennington.
Oh yeah, Raquel Pennington. Yeah.
No disrespect.
All right. So as far as Kayla Harrison, she trains by my job, and I've seen her working out a few times, and she looks shredded, like shredded. And then when I seen her at the weigh-ins last night, she looked a little emaciated a little bit, like her face was a little sunken in.
Yeah.
I don't really like that, but hopefully she got time to rehydrate because it's 24 hours and get some more fluids back in her system. So that kind of made me nervous a little bit.
Considering they don't take IVs no more.
Huh?
I don't think that's going to be enough time considering they can't use IVs anymore.
Yeah, so that kind of changed my opinion on this fight. Before, I was thinking that she's going to kind of just use her ground and pound or her grappling, her judo prowess to get Holm to the ground. But I don't know if she's going to have the energy to do that for 3 rounds. You know, like if she don't get out of there in the first round, I don't think her energy will allow her to compete for the next 2 rounds at a very high level. And I feel like with that being said, her hands are going to get a little low and she's going to get a little sloppy. And that's going to allow Holm to get a nasty head kick, a la Ronda Rousey, you know?
Right.
Why is she fighting at 135, though? Why they didn't put her at 145?
Because they scrapped that division when Amanda Nunes retired.
Man.
I will say this, though. If she didn't just cut the weight and just change her lifestyle, then that, like, I feel like we'll be able to tell by watching the fight. I will say also, when you're dehydrated, that's less fluid on the brain, which means you're more susceptible
to knockout.
Right, so I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm very intrigued with this fight. I'm looking forward to see what happened. Holm is in her 40s too, so that's something else to keep in mind.
You pick Holm, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go against.
All right, that's the way I like it.
I think she's gonna get dropped though, definitely, but I think she's gonna survive and end up pulling out a victory by decision.
Who, Holm?
Nah, Kayla Harrison.
Kayla. All right. Next up, very intrigued by this fight. We have number 8 in the featherweight division, Calvin Kattar, versus the former bantamweight champ, only person to defend that belt, 3-4 times. Moving up to featherweight, making his featherweight debut, Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master. Calvin Kattar is 23-7, 11 KOs, 2 subs, 10 first-round finishes, while Aljamain Sterling comes in at 23-4 with 3 KOs and 8 submissions. Keep in mind, this is Calvin Kattar's first fight back from a knee injury in the fight against Arnold Alain. How you see this fight playing out?
First of all, I want to send a shout out to Vic. What's up, Vic? And Chris said Kayla Harrison is going to maul Holly and brutalize her from the top position for a stoppage. The savior of the bantamweight division. For this fight,
Kayla Harrison looked like she could pick something if she wanted to.
Kayla Harrison, Aljo, he moved up for this fight. He don't have the best takedowns, I would say, but at the same time, Calvin Kattar, he doesn't have the best takedown defense. So I can see this fight going either way as far as Aljo not being able to take him down because he's bigger, or Calvin Kattar just being laid and prayed on for 3 rounds. I'm gonna go with the latter. I'm gonna say that Aljo will find a way to get the takedown. It won't be very impressive, but I feel like he's gonna get maybe like a split decision victory or something like that. I don't see him mauling Calvin Kattar, but I definitely see him controlling the fight and using his clincher and grappling to eke out a decision victory. But I'm not very, very confident in Aljo in the featherweight division. Hopefully, you can prove me wrong, Aljo. I'm a big fan, but Man, it just the way he got knocked out pretty bad twice uh in bantamweight, so it's like he's moving up now, so they're gonna have more power, they're gonna be bigger.
Yeah,
So
but those
you know,
knockouts came like what, like 7, 8 years apart.
yeah, but you still got that on your record there, you know what I mean?
And I could almost like that shot that when he got knocked out by was it a
Bottom
sunset?
rights.
Yeah, Moraes. It was Moraes. I feel like anybody would have got knocked out from that shot because he didn't see it coming and it was a knee.
Yeah, but look how he got knocked out though. He went for the takedown. He dipped his head a little bit low, and Rice caught him. You feel me?
Yeah. And he was still
And look at and look at the O'Malley fight. He didn't go in for a takedown, but he was lunging, bro. Like he was off balance. He lunged and he kind of went into that punch. You know?
yeah. But I don't think Calvin Kattar is the same striker as those two guys. Calvin
Not me
Kattar
either.
is more of a boxer. You don't really have to worry about too many kicks. Which could play to Kattar's advantage because he won't have to worry about Aljo catching the kick and taking him down. I disagree with you. If he does get him down, he's not the lay and pray guy. He's the guy that's gonna try to backpack you and choke you out. And if he can't do that, he gonna get the body triangle and try to pound you out, a la your boy TJ Dillashaw. And Peter Yan, he had him in that position. So he's definitely always seeking to finish. That's one thing that I enjoy about watching him fight, even though he's a grappler. I enjoy grappling anyway. I know some people think it's boring, but I feel like when he's a different type of grappler. He's not the DC grappler that's just going, or the John Fitch grappler. He's the grappler that's always fishing for the submission, and he sets them up by making you, like, he lures you into one way to open you up for another submission. I'm hoping he wins. This is one of the first fights. Apparently, he was a big bantamweight. He never really looked like it, but when you see him standing next to Calvin Kattar, he's not too much smaller than him. He actually came in weighing 146, which tells you how much weight he was cutting to make 135. I don't know, man. Calvin Kattar can KO him, though. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But I'm going to pick Aljo. I'm going to go with Aljo by submission.
All right. So you got Aljo. All right.
Next up, in the light heavyweight division, I cannot believe this is
let's go. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, me too. We have Yuri Pahaska, former light heavyweight champion, versus Alexander Rockit. Yuri Pahaska's last fight was a championship fight, and he was the one bringing the title. He is 29-4 with 1 no contest, 25 knockouts. But guess what? 23 of those knockouts came in the first round.
Let's go.
Alexander Rockit, they call him the Rocket. He's 14-3, 9 KOs, 1 submission. So that's 10 finishes, 8 of them coming in the first round. This is his first fight back from a knee injury as well. Oh man, how do you see this fight playing out?
Rockit is making a huge mistake by coming back against Yuri off of knee surgery. Huge mistake. He bit off more than he can chew. When I really analyzed his UFC career, the really most impressive victory for him by far was a head kick knockout of Jimmy Manuel. He fought Anthony Smith after that, but I believe Anthony Smith got injured and he ended up getting the fight or whatever. But man, I'm a huge Yuri fan. He's probably he's probably my favorite light heavyweight fighter in the UFC or on the planet, period, in all organizations. So I'm throwing a little biases in there. I'm gonna just pick Yuri. Yuri is gonna starch this guy. He's gonna KO him with a spinning back elbow or something, or a flying knee or something like that. But Yuri is gonna starch him, and Yuri is gonna send him back down to light heavyweight rankings, and Yuri will get his belt back. Whether it's later this year or early next year, Yuri is getting his belt back.
Man, another fight that I will not touch money-wise. I can't tell you which way this fight is going to go. I just
I
know
just
it's
told you, bro.
not, but I can't tell you. I just know it's not going to be a decision. Yuri Pahaska is so unorthodox, and I feel like just as much as that's his strength, it's also his weakness because he's out of position a lot. He leaves a lot of openings. Alexander Rockit is more conventional in the way he
Technical.
strikes. He's more accurate, but I feel like that's never stopped Yuri before. Yuri is definitely hittable. Rockit has the power to knock him out, but Yuri is very unpredictable and has the power to put anybody to sleep. But when he puts you to sleep, he knocks you dead. Like he like no need for follow up strikes, none of that. It's one of those walk off KOs. It's just look like a horror movie. The way the spinning elbow against
Dominic Reyes.
and then what he did to Volkan Oezdemir up against the cage, and you just see the way the bodies drop. All of his work, even prior to the UFC, just it's a highlight reel of just brutal knockouts. It's like honestly, every knockout I've seen him get, it was one of the knockouts where I was worried about, like genuinely concerned for the other person's well-being. You get what I'm saying? Yep. Like, man, just a violent guy. I'm a big fan of Yuri. I like Alexander Rockit too. I feel like Rockit may be the bigger man, which I don't think Yuri is used to. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Yuri.
Yeah, you got to pick, bro.
I'm gonna go Yuri just because it's Rocket's first fight back. He long layoff.
Hey, if Rockets win, how do you see Rockets winning? Because I don't really see like a way for him to win, bro. To be honest,
by knockout.
You think he can knock out Yuri? Nah.
I mean, Yuri coming off a knockout loss.
Fluky knockout loss, but yes, very fluky.
Okay, so tell me this: have you ever seen Yuri in a fight where he didn't get hurt?
Yeah, you're right about that. He gets hurt every fight, but he's a warrior, though.
I mean, yeah, he is, but I mean, I feel like everybody who's stepping the cage is, and I feel like Glover almost knocked him out. Volkan had him hurt. Dominic Reyes almost knocked. He even said he was out on his feet in the Reyes fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I feel like besides Volkan Oezdemir, Alexander Rockit has more power than those guys. You feel me? So
yeah,
I feel like he can definitely catch him, but it's gonna be a war of attrition, and I'm here for it. I cannot wait. Huge fan of Yuri though. Huge fan, but this is whoever wins this fight is probably going to be next in line for the title shot. If they just depending on what Ankalaev got going on.
Yeah, anybody want to see Ankalaev, man? Get him out the title picture.
Yeah, I know, but hey, can't argue with results. So,
here we go.
To kick off the main card in the middleweight division, we have 5-0 Bo Nickel versus 10-5 Cody Brundage. Bo Nickel, 2 KOs, 3 subs, all 5 victories coming in the first round. Cody Brundage, 5 KOs, 3 subs, 6 first round finishes. You see those odds, and it's because Bo Nickel has just been a buzzsaw running through everybody. This is his stiffest competition. Probably his 3rd or 4th UFC fight. He defeated Val Woodburn, defeated Jamie Pickett. Yeah, this is number 4. I like the fact that they're not trying to fast track him. Everybody is always complaining about his opponents, but I feel like they're doing it right. I feel like Bo Nickel is going to get the victory. It's going to be a finish. I don't think it's going to go all 3 rounds, but the fact that he hasn't been out of the first round, Cody Brundage could extend him, and who knows what can happen from there. Cody Brundage does have a good wrestling pedigree. He won't be lost if he gets taken down. But I haven't seen anything from Bo Nickel that wasn't impressive, so I think I'm gonna ride that train until it crash. I don't see Cody Brundage winning this fight, but at the same time, I will be putting my money on him because how can you not? It's one of those things where Cody Brundage isn't that proven, but neither is Bo Nickel. He just has more hype, and the fact that like you've seen more of Cody Brundage, so you know more about him than you know about Bo Nickel. I want to see him go through some adversity. It very well could happen in this fight. I feel like if Cody Brundage loses this fight, Bo Nickel will get pushed to the rankings. He'll fight a ranked opponent in his next fight, I should say. Whereas Cody Brundage, if he wins this fight, then I feel like same thing for him because he's all coming off a 2-fight win streak, but he lost 2 fights before that. So he kind of been up and down. I know he trained with Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith always say how he's a beast in the gym, but like when the lights come on, sometimes he can't put it together. And that's another reason why I'm picking Bo Nickel because what lights are brighter than UFC 300?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing there. I don't know if you mentioned it, but Bo Nickel is an Olympic gold medalist wrestler. So that's, I mean, Brundage, his last fight, he won by slam KO, which is very impressive. But I just don't see him winning this fight. I will put money on him just because he's such a huge underdog, but I don't see him winning this fight. The fact that they put Bo Nickel in this fight as a pay-per-view opener shows you what they think about him as far as the future and everything. They see him as a future champion. I don't know about that, but
and you see how you said that?
Win this fight.
What? You see how they put Bo Nickel in this spot. Cody Brundage is in this spot too, but the way you said it is exactly what they're doing, which goes to show you like what it is. Because like they didn't put Cody Brundage in this fight. He's here because of in this spot. He's here because of Bo Nickel.
Exactly.
And people see him love him. Like the fans are behind him.
Yeah. I'm going Bo Nickel.
All right, so we just say him on that one. Next up, fight of the night potential right here. Another former champion. We got the former lightweight champ, Charles Du Bronx Oliveira versus Armen Sarukian. Charles Oliveira is 34-9 with 10 KOs and 21 subs. So that means out of his 34 victories, 31 of them are finishes. He also has the most finishes in UFC history. He also has the most submissions in UFC history. Armen Sarukian, 21-3 with 9 KOs, 5 subs, 8 first-round finishes. Made his UFC debut against Islam Makhachev, who is not a current lightweight champ. And he's the current lightweight champ because he took that belt from Oliveira. They're calling this the #1 contender fight. Lightweight is just so stacked. There's so many people in the lightweight division that aren't going to be champion because they were there at the same time as the other people. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You got Dustin Poirier. You got Charles Oliveira. You got Michael Chandler. You got Justin Gaethje, who was also supposed to be a #1 contender. It's a huge logjam at lightweight, but we'll talk about that on the review show once we see the results of these fights. That should clear up a lot. How you see this fight playing out?
I only see it going one way, man, and that's Du Bronx getting his hand raised, plain and simple. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sarukian, he ain't no slouch. You feel me? I respect him and everything like that. His last fight, this is gonna sound so messed up when I say this, but I feel like he just picked up the slim pickings of Oliveira because Oliveira, Benil Dariush was on a little tear. Oliveira, took his shine away and beat him and knocked him out. And then Dariush fought Sarukian next. and Sarukian starts them in like a minute or something like that. You know what I mean? I feel like Darius never recovered from the Oliveira fight because that was his closest path to getting he was real close to getting a title shot, and that just sent him, down the ranking or whatever. So I just feel like he wasn't himself his last fight. With that being said, Oliveira has been here before. He's used to the big lights and the experience and everything. He's either gonna knock him out or submit him. I don't see this fight going all three. The Bronx is going to have a very impressive. He's going to have a very impressive victory, and he's going to get that title shot, and he's going to take that belt off that Dagescani.
Hey, you can see the intensity in Sarukian's eyes. He got a like he's extremely fiery. I think before he fought Dariush, he didn't fight Bobby Green. They fought in the hotel, but it wasn't a fight like a. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen. You never get Charles Oliveira at underdog odds, especially at damn near 2-1. So you have to jump on it just because it's Oliveira and he's the underdog. Probably never see that again unless he fight Makhachev. Oliveira has beaten the who's who. What a career resurgence from the featherweight Oliveira to the lightweight Oliveira. This is going to be a very fun fight. I don't think it's going to go all 3 rounds. I'm picking Oliveira to win, but I'm kind of picking with my heart. I'm betting on him just because that's where the money is. Armen Sarukian, I think the difference in this fight and what you should look out for is Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is so nasty that he gets hit and he gets hurt and he gets dropped, but nobody ever follows him to the ground to finish him. A la Dustin Poirier, a la Justin Gaethje, a la Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler followed him down one time, but I feel like the guys who do follow him down when they knock him down and aren't afraid to jump in his guard, even though they're taking a gamble, those are the guys that beat him. You get what I'm saying? Like look at Max Holloway when Max Holloway beat him. Look at Paul Felder when Paul Felder beat him. You gotta aggressively chase that finish, even if it's at your own peril. Because when you look at Kevin Lee, when he knocked him down and went down there to finish him, Charles Oliveira subbed him. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like people fear his jiu-jitsu so much that they allow him to recover on the ground. I don't think Armen Sarukian would do that because I think he has that much faith in his wrestling. Charles Oliveira down, he going down there. And that's where it's going to be fun. So I'm looking to see how that play out. I can see a Sarukian winning this fight, but until I see Oliveira lose, I can't pick against him.
Right. All right.
So now they're saying the winner of this is going to get a title shot, but in the next fight, we have the BMF champ, Justin the Highlight Gaethje versus Max Blessed Holloway. Justin Gaethje has the most fight of the night bonuses in UFC history. He is 26-4 with 20 KOs, 9 of them in the first round. Max Blessed Holloway is the former UFC featherweight champ. He's making not his lightweight debut, but his second fight at lightweight. He is 25-7 with 11 KOs and 2 submissions. Max Holloway has the record for most significant strikes thrown and landed in a fight when he destroyed Calvin Kattar while talking to the commentary team. I said the last fight might be fight of the night, but this is probably going to be fight of the night because it got Holloway in it and it got Justin Gaethje in it. This is going to be violence personified. We have seen Holloway at lightweight before, but when he was at lightweight, it was short notice. He didn't really have time to put the weight on. He knew he was going back down to featherweight. When you see Justin Gaethje lose, he loses to fighters who are faster and more slick at striking. And that's Holloway all day. I don't know if Holloway can stand up to the power of Gaethje. I feel like Gaethje changes people's careers. One of the keys in this fight, Holloway has only lost 3 fights in his last probably like 6-7 years, and those 3 fights were to who?
Dustin Poirier.
No. Well, scratch that fight.
Volkanovski.
Right. And so, out of those 3 losses, I feel like he won one of them, but he just didn't get the decision. But you know what the key was to Volkanovski beating him?
What?
He attacked that league leg with those leg kicks. Made Holloway switch stances. Holloway is a stance switcher, but he has to go back and forth because I don't think he's as offensive when he's in the left-handed stance. He's more of an orthodox, like he's more offensive. He throw more volume when it comes to when he's orthodox. So Gaethje is one of the best leg kickers in the UFC. But then I say that, and I think that he beat Jose Aldo twice, who was also at that time one of the best leg kickers in the UFC. So I feel like Gaethje could finish him, but if Max could drag him into deep water, we see Gaethje get fatigued sometimes. I don't think Max is gonna be able to put Gaethje away, but if he wins, it'll be by decision. Oh man. I want Max Holloway to win, but I'm gonna go with Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. What worries me for this fight is the Dustin Poirier fight. Going into that Dustin Poirier fight at 55, I was pretty confident that Max was gonna win, but he just couldn't. His power, man. He couldn't eat those shots at 55. You feel me? And if you can't eat Dustin Poirier shots, what in the hell made me think you're finna eat Justin Gaethje shots? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Poirier and Gaethje have the same power. They were not too far off in power.
Yeah, and Gaethje, the added thing of the leg kicks too. You know, so
yeah,
I want Max to win, but I just don't see him being able to withstand the onslaught of Gaethje. I don't think Gaethje gonna put him out because Max is that Hawaiian warrior. You feel me? You got to chin like hell, but.
Another thing about that, he never been dropped.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. Insane.
And he's fought I think McGregor's, the Aldo, the Poiriers. If you look at his resume, I don't think nobody got a better resume.
Korean Zombie, Yair Rodriguez. But he might get dropped in this fight. I don't think he's gonna get finished, but he probably gonna get dropped in this fight. I want to go with Max, but I don't want you beating me in the picks, so I got to stick with Justin Gaethje here.
Now,
I want Max. So what's up?
What's interesting about this is Gaethje was supposed to be a #1 contender for the lightweight championship once he won the BMF, but because of Ramadan, your boy wasn't fighting, so he took this fight instead.
Refer to him as my boy, please. And never again.
So yeah, this probably gonna be fight of the night. But I mean, I don't know. I heard they upping the bonuses too.
$300K.
Oh, that's what it is officially?
That's what I heard. $300K.
I heard $1K.
Okay.
We'll see. Next up, women's strawweight title fight. We got Zhang Weili, Magnum, versus Yan Xiaonan. First ever all Chinese title fight in UFC history. Zhang Weili, record of 24-3, 11 KOs, 8 subs, 11 finishes in the first round. Yan Xiaonan, 17-3, 8 KOs, all 8 coming in the first round. Please don't watch this fight with your pants around your ankles, bro.
Hey, of all fights on this card, I hope this fight go 5 rounds. For my own personal reasons, but I'm a huge fan of both fighters. I've been looking forward to this fight for so long. My only gripe is that China, but it wasn't able to get it in China. So the next best thing is UFC 300. Young Xiaonan, she's a beast. She brings it every time. Zhang Wei Li, she's also a beast and she brings it every time. I just feel like Wei Li is a little bit more versatile than Young Xiaonan. And like I seen Young Xiaonan get starts, by Carlos Esparza with the ground and pound and stuff like that. You never seen Wei Li just get mauled for 3 rounds like that. You know what I'm saying? You seen her get knocked out before by Rose or whatever, but that wasn't a mauling though. You feel me? I think she's incapable of getting mauled like that, and I seen that happen to Young Xiaonan. Um, she got the elbow, she got good boxing, she got good takedown, she got good ground game. She's just very well rounded. I don't see her finishing Young Xiaonan. I see this going all 5 rounds, thankfully, and I feel like Lily is going to get she's going to retain her belt.
Yeah, Yan Xiaonan, I love watching the evolution of a fighter, and Yan Xiaonan has evolved tremendously. Shout out to Uriah Faber at Team Alpha Male. I think it's just called Team Alpha now because they got like quite a few females over there now. But I don't know. She got mauled by Carla Esparza. Went to Uriah over there, and they got her wrestling up. She definitely wants to keep this fight standing though, because that's her best path to victory. Just like how she went to Uriah, Wei Li went over to Henry Cejudo and stepped her grappling game up tremendously. And she was already a good jiu-jitsu. She had submissions already, but now she has wrestling too on top of the jiu-jitsu. I feel like she is a more well-rounded fighter. She's definitely an MMA fighter. Like, it's fitting for her to be an MMA champion because she can do it all. I feel like she's a buzzsaw. This is gonna be a fun fight, but I give the edge to Zhang Wei Li and still.
Hey, thinking black say don't do it, Bones, and
Not in my house.
Hey, Chris said John Wei Li versus y'all Shaw Nunn. Hey, but this is the biggest fight in Asian MMA though. As far as in the UFC, because you got one FC over there. So with them not counting, this is the biggest Asian fight in the UFC right here.
Absolutely.
Hey, my bad, bro. You pick Wei Li, right?
And still.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, in the main event of the evening, we have Peloton, Alex Pereira, current, defending, undisputed. Well, he's not defending yet, but the undisputed light heavyweight champ, former middleweight champ, versus Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill, who is also the former light heavyweight champion. Jamal Hill, 12-1, 7 KOs, 4 of them in the first round. Alex Pereira, 9-2, 7 KOs, 3 in the first round. Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill was the UFC light heavyweight champion. He beat Peloton's mentor, Glover Teixeira, to take that belt. And when he did that, Peloton stared a hole in him.
Golly, that was so crazy, bro. He was staring at him so hard.
Jamal Hill injured himself because he was supposed to fight Yuri to defend his belt. He injured himself, tore his Achilles. Here he is less than a year later, stepping in to try to get his belt back that he never technically lost. Both guys are power punchers. Never seen Jamal Hill lose a stand-up fight. This will be a stand-up fight. Everybody's sleeping on Jamal Hill. Alex Pereira, hands of stone. That's what Peloton translates to. This is going to be violent. Pereira has some of the most dangerous calf kicks in the game. Ask Adesanya. Jamal Hill has some of the most dangerous hands. Poatan got a mean left hook. I feel like Poatan is the more cleaner striker. I feel like Jamal Hill may be more powerful at light heavyweight. This is gonna be crazy. I don't know what I'm looking forward to more, the fight or the stare down. Cause
They're both so fucking intense.
Oh man, this is gonna be a war. If it goes all 5 rounds, they both go into the hospital. I'm picking Jamal Hill on this fight.
Damn.
I see Jamal Hill tapping the chin and getting the KO. I don't really think Pereira can knock him out. And if Jamal Hill chooses to, he can definitely wrestle him, but I don't think he's going to do that. That would be his best path to victory, I feel like. But Poatan has been evolving too. He looks better off his back every time. Better at getting up, better at defending, and that comes from working with Glover. I'm a big Poatan fan, but if you just take the names away and just look at them like for what they're bringing to the table, if you notice, Alex Pereira don't starch people at light heavyweight like he did at middleweight. Jamal Hill does starch people at light heavyweight. So the only time I saw Jamal Hill lose a fight was when
Paul Clegg.
Yeah, and that was a dislocated elbow and a triangle at the same time. Poatan ain't doing that. So I gotta pick Jamal Hill.
Damn, bro, you really messed me up because I thought you was gonna pick Poatan and I was gonna pick Jamal. I'm gonna make a little pivot here. Poatan. One thing I will say, like you said, everybody's sleeping on Jamal Hill, and I'm not sleeping on him at all. Like, bro, he keeps saying this, and I actually believe. Like, some fighters talk, and this fighter talk, and I don't believe them when they say stuff. But when Jamal Hill tell me something, I actually take it to the bank, and I believe him. You feel me? He keeps saying that as soon as the fight starts, he's gonna take the center of the octagon, and they finna just bang it out. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? He keeps saying he's not scared. He finna just bang it out with Poatan. So I take him at his word, and I feel like it's gonna be a stand-up battle. But I just think that Poatan will catch him eventually, and I feel like bro, you just had a torn Achilles and you're coming back 8 months later. That's insane to me. So I don't know if his footwork will allow him to do the things that he wants to do or the things that are necessary for him to get by Poatan, because you're gonna have to use your footwork, cut off them angles, and do not get up against the cage. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get your back up against the cage, he will just leg kick you to death, or he'll catch you with that left hook. That's how he started his combination against Adesanya and how he finished Adesanya. You know, when he knocked out Strickland. Strickland wasn't up against the cage, but he was nearing that area, and he was kind of near it. Exactly, you feel me? So once you get up against the cage, Poatan will cut you off, and that allows him to just unload on you. You feel me? So Jamal, he has to stay at the center of the octagon, and I just don't know if his footwork for 5 rounds will allow him to do that. So I'm gonna pick Poatan here for a 3rd or 4th round KO victory. If Jamal Hill was completely healthy, I rushed him back to same thing too. If the UFC would do all that money for me, add me for 300. Because keep in mind, this wasn't the original plan for the main event. They wanted this to be a 3-on-1, but they needed something for the main event, and they kind of rushed Jamal Hill back. I'm gonna just keep it real. You feel me? They rushed him back to the main event.
It was supposed to be a 3-on-1, and that's only an extra month. But also too, the next card, UFC 301, is in Brazil. Poatan wanted to headline that one. He put a stipulation in the contract that if he comes out with minimal damage, that they'll let him headline the next pay-per-view. I'm looking to see that. If nothing else, I would want to see him win just to see him do that and see him pull that off and be successful both times. But nevertheless, we focused on this one right here. It's UFC 300. All y'all fans out there that's saying that this main event sucks, shut the hell up.
That's right. Shut up.
You don't know what you're talking about. Just sit down, grab your popcorn, and watch this shit, man.
All right, bro. Real quick before we start out, what's your lock of the night?
My lock of the night, like what's definitely gonna happen?
Yeah, as far as the fights. Like,
Low hanging fruit. I'm gonna say Bo Nickel, but other than that, my lock of the night, I'm gonna go with Charlie Olives.
Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, Charles Oliveira submission of the night. Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway fight of the night, and knockout of the night is gonna come from probably the main event.
I got Diego Lopez, lock of the night, submission of the
That's
night.
probably gonna be submission of the night.
Yeah, submission of the night. I would give the probably Bo Nickel. I feel like he can get a submission in on Cody Brundage. Knockout of the night can go to either Jaylen Turner or this main event.
I keep.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, bro.
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 7 performance bonuses. He's gonna give out 7 bonuses.
All right. As far as bets go, I'm definitely taking Brundage and Lee.
As far as bets, I might do a and still parlay, but I probably won't because I don't want to bet on Portine. I'll probably put something on Gaethje. I'll probably put Gaethje, Lee, and Jaylen Turner, and I'll throw Bo Nickel in the parlay. That's a 4-fight parlay. I need to stay the hell away from those. Other than that,
Hey, Trevor said, hey, in reference to the Chinese, I know Bone. This is the Trevor said I'm going to be in heaven for that the Lee fight.
yeah.
And Chris said this is the pork fried rice chicken wing special culture. Orange chicken with extra dark sauce. And Thinking Black said no names, just silhouettes with stats equal to and new.
So I'm gonna probably put like a little bit on Cody Garbrandt when the night start, and then depending on how that go, depends on what I do for the rest of the night. I'm gonna play it fight by fight. I'm not touching the Jim Miller fight. I would touch the Marina Rodriguez fight. I would like to put something on Jaylen Turner, but the odds don't make sense. Diego Lopez, but the odds don't make sense. Holm, I'm gonna definitely put something on that because she plus 500.
Yeah.
Calvin Kattar, Aljo, I won't touch it. Yuri Pahaska and Alexander Rockit, I might just put for it to not go all 3 rounds. Bo Nickel, I'm going Cody Brundage because you can't not do that with that price. I'm going Oliveira because you can't not do that with that price. Won't touch this fight. And Zhang Wei Li, like if I touch those 2 fights, it's going to be in the parlay. But that's pretty much that. Anything else you want to add?
No, man. Looking forward to the Lee fight. Hope it go all 5 rounds. That's all I got to say.
All right, and with that being said, I'm about to be on my way to you. So tune in tomorrow for the review show. Tonight will be action-packed. Don't be
Starts at 6, right?
starting at 6. From top to bottom, wall to wall is going to be action-packed. Don't do yourself a disservice and miss out. And thank you for tuning in. Hit the like and subscribe. And with that being said,
The review show is going to be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So make sure y'all tune in for that so y'all can hear what we did. And y'all can see how I beat my brother on these picks. You know what I'm saying?
y'all will get what's left of us.
For real. All right.
And with that being said, peace. Everybody be safe out there. Enjoy your weekend. Don't drink and drive.
Later.
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves if you wish. Let's do it.
Hosted by Sarian. Brundage. The MMA Brotherz.